What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Division 2 video. In today's video, I want to give you guys my top 5 assault rifles in the game as of right now for Title Update 8. This is going to be overall damage, just including PvP and both PvE. And also, I do think it's pretty important that I did make this video, considering the fact they are going to be making a couple of changes to assault rifles on the side of buffs. So they are going to be a little bit better than they are right now because they are trying to increase the number of people that are using this weapon, since everyone is pretty much just rolling around using pretty much M1As for the most part. So they obviously think it's pretty important to make some positive changes for assault rifles just in general. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you guys do, make sure you guys drop a like on it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get right to the video. And also, guys, I did quickly want to say before we get any further in the video that this video is only going to be high-end weapons, so there's not going to be any exotic weapons in this game. And also, I'm not going to be using any named high-end weapons as well either, because I do want to save special videos in the future for only exotic weapons and only high-end named weapons as well. And considering the fact that some of the named weapons are variants of regular high-end weapons, I just want to keep that for a separate video and a separate category as well. So coming in at number 5, I actually have two weapons that I wanted to really quickly talk about. One, the MK16, and the second is the AK. Now, these two weapons are going to be a little bit different compared to all of the other weapons that I will be talking about in this video. And the reason why I say that is because these are probably two of the slowest fire rate weapons in the assault rifle category. And in my personal opinion, I don't think that a lot of people use assault rifles or SMGs in the game right now that have extremely low RPMs. The AK has 600 and the MK16 has 625, so it's not really a huge difference between these two in terms of the fire rate. But the big thing that a lot of people don't understand is if you have a lower RPM for a gun that's fully automatic, you have to remember that the total damage output is going to be way, way, way higher than something that has maybe 100 or 200 RPMs faster than that, and then your damage is going to be a little bit lower. And I think it's really good, especially if you're speccing damage out of cover and stuff like that on these kind of weapons, because you're going to be shredding even more. And also keep into account that you guys can be using strike with this to get that extra bonus for your fire rate. And these weapons are super, super underrated. I honestly recommend you guys to give these two weapons a try. My only problem is that I have a really hard time finding really any MK16s unless I craft it, and everyone knows that you really don't have a whole lot of success crafting. You're probably going to have to craft like maybe 100 to 150 weapons before you finally find a weapon that has decently good core attributes and also has a talent that you most likely want to keep. So next up, coming in at number 4, is going to be the Police M4. Many of you guys probably know this gun from the Division 1. Everyone pretty much had some form of a god tier Police M4 or a lightweight M4, but obviously the lightweight M4 is an assault rifle in this game. But the Police M4, I'd say this is probably one of the most solid guns in the overall longevity of this game so far. I know a lot of people weren't really a fan of it when the game first came out, but I was. I personally believe that this gun is on the come up. It's been getting better and better with every single patch that came out, and with this patch that's coming out for the buffs, I think this gun will be even better. But one of the only negatives that I really have about this weapon, this is just my preference and everything that I've experienced with this game and with this gun so far, is I have a really, really, really hard time finding this weapon to drop from anything in the game, even if I'm doing targeted loot for assault rifles. I don't know what the problem is with this gun. It's just incredibly rare for me, only for no reason. The only reason why I even have a couple decent M4s is strictly because of the blueprint. And for, once again, any of you guys that craft a lot of weapons, you know it takes a very, very, very long time to get what you want. Especially if you're just looking for something talent specific or core specific, it's extremely hard. You have a better chance of just going out and farming for yourself rather than trying to craft for something. And also, this gun is, in comparison to Division 1, Division 1's Police M4 was extremely violent with the recoil pattern. In this game, it's a lot calmer. The stability is very, very manageable in this gun, and it's super, super, super accurate, especially if you're playing on PC. You're going to be absolutely beaming kids with this gun. So next up at number 3 is going to be the G36. A lot of people have been using this gun recently for specific builds that they've been running, but one of the main things that I notice about the G36 is the damage drop-off. I think this gun probably has one of the best damage drop-offs in the game, and what I mean by that is the longer distance shooting you're doing, the less amount of damage that falls off compared to some of the assault rifles. Some of them are absolutely absurd unless you're putting specific mods on those guns to help reduce the amount of damage drop off that you get when you're shooting at a long distance. But for the G36, it is not like pretty much a straight up and down dip like some weapons in this game, and I think that's what kind of sets it apart for some of the weapons in the assault rifle category. Also, not to forget that this gun does have a 750 RPM, which is in the middle, meaning that it's not good, but it's also not bad, so it's in the middle. Most of the assault rifles in the game right now have upwards of 750 to 850 or even 900 RPM, so I think it's up there and it's able to hold its own in terms of the fire rate. And also, since the fire rate is going to be on the lowerish end side at 750, that means your damage output is going to be a little bit higher compared to something like a FAMAS or Honey Badger or any M4 variant in the game right now. So coming in at number 2 is going to be the P416. And I guess technically I can throw the Honey Badger in the mix as well with the P416, because I feel like that's a variant of the P416, or is the P416 a variant of that? I think the Honey Badger is a P416 variant, but you guys get the gist of it. These two weapons are practically the exact same thing. They have the same mag size. For the most part, not exactly in terms of stat to stat roll for the total damage output, but for the most part, they have pretty much identical total damage output when you're comparing these side by side. The accuracy is almost identical. The stability is 100% identical as well. And one of the only significant differences with these two weapons are going to be the damage drop off with the longer range gunfights. The Honey Badger does do a little bit better compared to the P416, but it's not anything different that you'll notice at the end of the day. And last but not least, coming in at number 1, my favorite weapon in the game as of right now, which is the FAMAS 2010. Also another weapon from Division 1, but it was an exotic in this game. In this game, it's in high end. Also, this gun does have one of the, if not the highest RPM for high-end non-exotic assault rifles in the game. It has 900 for base RPM, meaning that you can get it even higher with Striker and putting an attribute with fire rate on it. Pretty sure you can get it well over 1,000, if not pretty much right on the dot at 1,000. I know with my Striker build that I have with my FAMAS, I think it's like 985 or 983, something like that. So you guys get the point when it comes to the fire rate for this weapon, which is probably the biggest plus for this weapon in my opinion. So obviously with high fire rate does come a little bit lower damage for this weapon. So for me, for a P416, I have 95,000. For FAMAS, I have 85,000. So in terms of comparing this weapon to pretty much any other assault rifle in the game, you're going to see about a 9 to 10,000 damage difference, which it might sound really big, 10,000, but obviously you're going to be getting a significant increase with the RPM. In terms of the stats for this weapon for accuracy and stability, you don't really have to worry about having any recoil or having to manage a recoil pattern at all of this weapon, because you're going to be shooting it so fast that the gun really doesn't have time to even have recoil, if that makes any sense. And speaking in terms of the damage drop off, as long as you're not really engaging in any gunfights that are over 85 to 90 yards, you're looking pretty good. You're not going to have huge damage drop-offs where you just feel like you're not doing any damage. Just as long as you're staying like under 90 yards, you should be pretty good. This is by far my favorite gun in the game. This is probably the gun that I've had the most time played with. If they had a stat for that with every single weapon in this game, the FAMAS has probably been on any build in this game for 105% the longest compared to any other gun in this game right now. I think this is pretty much a 1-2 punch gun. A lot of people are using this gun or have used this gun. I just feel like you can't really go wrong with a FAMAS, especially if you have one that has really good talents on it and it has good attributes that you are looking for specifically. But yeah, guys, that is going to about do it for the video today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Also, I didn't want to make this video super long, and I also didn't want to go crazy in depth with every single weapon, because I feel like that's something more in terms of specifying the video for one specific gun. If I was to do that for every single weapon in this video, you guys would have been watching like a 20 to 30 minute video, and I don't think you guys want to do that, because I definitely don't want to watch a video that's 20 to 35 minutes long either. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure you guys drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I was looking at a really weird stat on my channel earlier today. Only like 29.9% of my subscribers watch my channel, at least this month that is, and all the rest of that percentage of the people watching my channel are people that are not subscribed. So if you guys are watching my video constantly or consistently, or you guys, whether or not you guys found it from a recommended video or something you were just specifically searching up, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.